Hello and welcome to day 16 of and the final of Rob Hatton's tournament turned into combat rounds. So all the groups have finished for Rob Hatton's version, and Rob and Paul are both going ahead with polls to come in for maybe 2-3 months, maybe even more to come. But we are going to, our version can finish today. So we're going to run. We've still got Group P to run through using the skills provided from the poll outcomes and all that. But we also have 10 matches to play after that group, which will be all the round 2, 3, 4 matches, and then we will move straight into the semi-finals and the finals. I had contemplated doing a separate video for the semis and finals, but we might as well just go with the momentum of ending this cup and this version of this cup. What comes out won't be the same as what Rob's and Paul's will get, but it could be seen as slightly predictive, but we're hoping to see some surprises come through, and hopefully a surprise cup winner. There's a small enough chance or large enough chance that that's possible. So let's go ahead and look at rolling. So as a quick overview, this is what we've already worked out all the way through. I haven't shown you this table before, I don't think. Just to give you an idea of what we're doing today, what blank spaces there are still here before we get to the semi-final, and then we can get on with the semi-final, because everything else has been worked out in the videos before. They're all in the playlist, in this playlist, so if you want to watch back from the beginning, please go and do so. But now we're going to focus on the group today, which is Group P. We're going to focus on them as normal and have a look at who's in it. So we've got Creature of Havoc with 9 skill, Demons of Deep with 8 skill, of the Deep, Seas of Blood with 9 skill, Rings of Kether with 6 skill, and Island of the Undead with 6 skill. And the only one to change from the last two results we've just got in is Creature of Havoc has got a boost from being a 8 skill to a 9 skill. So now it's even with Seas of Blood, which can see it, if it gets through, having a bit more of a chance in the later rounds as well, which is nice. In the main cup, Seas of Blood went through with Creature of Havoc in second, and I think in the alternate cup, Paul's alternate D100 cup, rolling a D100 against their percentages from the votes, Creature of Havoc went through first and Seas of Blood in second, so the same but switched round. Let's hope for some surprises today. So I need to write the skills in to make it easier to follow for myself. 8, 9, 6, and I'm hoping for no mistakes, which is the only downside of doing the final straight after is if I make any mistakes it'll be harder to correct, so I need to let's just hope that I get things right. So as usual, we'll go in a circle and then in between on the groups to make sure everyone has had one single round of combat against another, each of the other ways. So Creature of Havoc versus Demons of the Deep. Creature with 1 skill advantage. So Creature of Havoc rolls a 5 and a 2, that's 7, pretty average, but Demons needs 8 to draw. That's a 2 and a 2, a hit against Demons of the Deep. And Demons of the Deep. Demons of the Deep now against Seas of Blood with the disadvantage of 1 skill. Demons rolls 3 and a 1, that's 4, not too good. Seas of Blood needs 5 to block and gets a double 1. Ouch. So that means that Seas has been hit. Is that right? I think so. Okay, So now Seas of Blood versus Rings of Kether, 3 difference. Seas rolls 4, no sorry, 1, yep, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm definitely mixed up today already. So 4, which means Rings of Kether needs 3, 2, 1 just to draw, which means an auto hit against Rings of Kether. Auto hit against Rings of Kether. In a circle again. Rings versus Undead. Same skill. Rings of Kether rolls 5 and a 6. So that's 11. Very good roll. Undead needs, Island of the Undead needs the same or higher and gets 11 as well. That's incredible. These are big hitting books for having such low skill. Nice one. That's a draw, so we'll ignore that for now. Undead versus Creature at 3 difference now. Undead rolls 6, 7, 8, which means 7, 6, 5. Creature needs 5 just to block. And gets 5, that's another block. I hope I didn't make a mistake earlier. But this is the way it's going to be playing out now because I'm not redoing the finals. Creature of Havoc now against Seas of Blood. Same skill. So Creature rolls 5 and a 4. That is 9. And Seas needs 9 to block and gets 6. Which means that Seas of Blood has taken the hit. Excuse any fur out of the box. The cat likes to jump into this box, lay out with the dice, maybe knock them around occasionally. 9, 8, 7, 6, so we've got 3 difference again here. Seas versus Undead. Seas rolls 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Undead needs 11 to block, just to draw. And gets 2, ouch. Someone does not like Undead today. Island of the Undead takes a hit. No, poor Island of the Undead. As usual, I'm hoping for any surprises, which would definitely be including Island of the Undead. But 2 difference in skill this time. Undead versus Demons. Undead rolls 3 and a 2. That's 5, which means 3 for Demons to block. Demons gets 5, so makes the hit against Island of the Undead, which is now lagging behind with 10 skill. Joint loss at the moment. Looks like 16, but that is 10. Demons versus Rings. 2 skill difference. Demons rolls 3 and a 3, so that is 6. So Rings needs 8 just to block, just to draw. And gets 9, my goodness. So that is a hit against Demons from Rings of Kether. Demons of the Deep now down to 10. With a 12 and a 14 there. That could mean a clear 2 through. Okay, so let's see. Rings, I hope I've worked all this out right, but this is what's going to be happening now, with no gap in between here in the finals. So Rings versus Creature, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3 difference. Rings rolls 6 and a 2, which is 8. So 7, 6, 5. Creature of Havoc only needs 5 to draw. Let's see what happens. And gets a big amount. So Rings does take some more damage. Okay, this is making more sense now. Because now Rings has just lost 2 stamina and gone down to 10 stamina, which means we have a 4-way tie for the first time for second place, which means we need to do a whole load more rolls. So I'm going to sit down for this and figure this out. Okay, so we can either make a whole group of 4 and have to do 6 more rounds, but I'd rather just do 4 more rounds at the most. So what we're going to do, Havoc is through, so we'll portion that one out there. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick one, and then we're going to roll a dice to see which one it goes against first, and then we'll go in a ring. Okay, so I'm going to start with Undead. I'm going to roll a dice, single dice, and 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6 will be that, or that. So let's roll the dice. We've got a 3, so we'll count that as Seeds of Blood. Okay, so we'll do Islands of Undead, then Seeds of Blood. Then between these two, 1 to 3 will be Demons, 4 to 6 will be Rings. 6, so that means Rings will be next. So we'll go in a circle from there to there to there to there to there, and we'll be all the way around. So providing I don't get mixed up with that, let's go. Let's roll it. Island of the Undead versus Seas of Blood is a difference of 3. Undead rolls first and gets 6, but Seas only needs 5, 4, 3 to block, and gets 5, so that means Seas has hit Undead. Get up again now. Hit Undead, and Undead is taking the hit. So that's likely out of the competition, but we'll see. This method means that everyone is quite often still in the contest, but that's just the way it's going to be. So Seas now versus Rings, 3 difference. Seas rolls 3 and a 2, which is not very good. That's a total of 5. But Rings needs 4, 3, 2, so needs double 1 just to block. Is that right? No. Let's add it out the other way. 5, 6, 7, 8 just to block. So that's 5 and that's 4. That's 9. And I'm scared I'm going to get this totally wrong at this rate. But Rings has made a hit against Seas of Blood, which is unexpected. This could all go on forever. But let's Rings versus Demons, 2 difference. Rings rolls 5, 6, 7, which means Demons needs 5 to draw because it's a stronger combatant. Yeah, that's right. So, and that is 10. So Demons has hit Rings, which is going in a circle here. Now we have Demons versus Undead, and we kind of hope that Demons gets it just so that we don't have to do more rounds, but we'll see. I would rather Undead goes through, but that'll take a lot more time. Either way, we'll see. Demons versus Undead, 2 difference. Demons rolls 5, 6, 7, 8, which means Undead needs 10 just to block, but it's possible. And we have a 3 and a 5, which is 8, which means a final hit has been gone against Island of the Undead, the unfortunate Island of the Unfortunate, leaving Demons of the Deep to go through in second place, which is not what I was expecting at all. So let's write this down over here. The winner of this round, this group, is Creature, skill 9, stamina 14, And runner-up is Demons with skill 8, stamina 10, and we need to transfer that over to next pages. So Creature 9, 14, Demons 8, 10. Creature 9, 14, Demons 8, 10. Now in the other rounds it's head to head, so they just have to win one clear round to get through. We've got this side to do, and this side to do. All going to find out the two semi-finalists we don't know yet. We already know that City of Thieves and House of Hell are the other finalists, so we're just working out these ones now. And the cat has come to visit, which is nice but pretty convenient. But we'll do this side first anyway, as we would usually do. So we have a skill 12 Death Trap Dungeon, which is the killer of the group, this whole side. In fact, 12 is the highest skill of anyone. No one else has got 12. So we've got Death Trap 12 and Demons 8. Death Trap rolls first. Death Trap gets 7, pretty average score, which means Demons needs 9, 10, 11, 12, just no, it's alright. I thought it was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, if I'm getting it wrong, it's too late now. 11 to block, and we have got 7, so whatever the score was, as I get confused, Demons is sadly out of the competition, as it has had a hit from Death Trap Dungeon. Now we go against the winner of last time on this side, which was Crown of Kings. We'll let Death Trap Dungeon go first again on this side. So 12 skill versus 10 skill, 2 difference. Death Trap Dungeon rolls 3. Ooh. But Crown of Kings needs I'm confused on this now. So 2 difference. Crown of Kings is behind. That means Crown of Kings only needs 1. Difference of 3. I'm really confused. I've been doing this wrong the whole time. That was 3, so Crown of Kings, oh no, Crown of Kings needs 5, that's better. Needs 5 just to block. And Crown of Kings gets 6. There we go. Got a bit lost there. So Crown of Kings has made the hit against Death Trap Dungeon, so that is changing what the likely outcome for the main contest is already. Certainly for the Rob's contest, I think. Which means we now have Crown of Kings, who will fight the winner up here, Dead of Night. Crown of Kings. Let Crown of Kings roll first. Difference of 1, with Dead of Night having the advantage. Okay, so Crown of Kings rolls 6, which means Dead of Night only needs 5 to block, and gets 7. So Crown of Kings is out of the competition as well, which puts Dead of Night through to the semi-finals, which is what we like to see, something possibly different to the main way that the main polls are likely to go. Okay, so on to this side. I think Creature is probably the favourite here, but we will see. So Creature of Havoc versus Spectral Stalkers, 2 difference. Creature rolls 5, which means spectral stalkers only need 7 average to block, average chance, and that is a 9. So spectral stalkers has hit Creature of Havoc. Ouch! So Creature of Havoc is out of the contest. Now spectral stalkers will have to fight Legend of Zagar, another skill 9 opponent. So we'll see how this goes. Spectral can start. Spectral stalkers rolls 5, 6, 7, 8, which means Legend of Zagar only needs 6. It's almost average chances. Let's see. Can I see that? That is 6. So 5, 6, 7, which means that Spectral Stalkers is out of the contest, leaving Legend of Zagar for the running. But now Legend has to fight Knight of the Necromancer, another 2 difference. So Legend can roll first. That is 7 average, but it has the advantage. So Knight of the Necromancer needs 9 just to block, and gets a measly 4, which means Knight of the Necromancer sadly is out of the contest, leaving the highest skill, as kind of expected. Well, the odds were in its favour of Legend of Zagar. Wait, I did that. It wasn't Legend of Zagar, it was Midnight Rogue that went through, sorry. Oh no, I have messed all this up, haven't I? Bugger. Well, it's the same difference on this side. And in fact it should have been Legend of Shadow Warriors here, but with the lower skill that would have gone down anyway. So apologies for that. Looking at the I didn't draw the line across before, but with the same skills, that means Midnight Rogue in fact is, wait no, that means that Midnight Rogue is through. I am really getting confused. So apologies for all of that. Midnight Rogue is through to the semi-finals, provided I haven't done too much wrong, which I probably have. And Midnight Rogue is definitely at 14. And all this stuff counted. Yeah, that's right. I think. I'm definitely getting confused. Let's see who I wrote for the win over here for Midnight and Zagar, just to check. I didn't even write it in there. Okay, I think I'm going to have to go back and double check my numbers just to make sure who went through, so that we have the correct lineup, or we can just have them actually go through as joint, and you will know who is who. But I think it's fair to go and check it, so hold on. So we're back, and Midnight Rogue did in fact win this round, but checking on the dice rolls, which I had to do for the final, before the finals really, Death Trap would have actually drawn with Legend of the Shadow Warriors rather than fighting Dead of Night, so I think that would have to be re-rolled, and that would give Death Trap Dungeon or Legend of the Shadow Warriors. Actually, if Legend gets through, we'll count it as still losing against Dead of Night, but if Death Trap Dungeon goes through, well, I guess we could do either way, but we're just going to have to re-roll this one because it was a draw. So sorry about the mess, and let's roll Death Trap 12 versus Legend 9. Death Trap gets 6, which means 7, 8, 9 is what's needed for blocking for Legend of the Shadow Warriors. And gets 4. So Legend is out anyway. Sadly, I don't know why I'm still crossing out things. I guess they still had some injuries, which means Death Trap Dungeon is now able to fight Dead of Night. Now Dead of Night has already won a fair contest against Crown of Kings, so I guess we're going to have to allow Death Trap Dungeon will need to get possibly 2 rounds against Dead of Night to get back through. I don't know which is fair. I think it's pretty fair just to have 1 roll. So sadly that gives Death Trap Dungeon that extra chance against Dead of Night, and we'll let Death Trap Dungeon roll first. Death Trap Dungeon gets 10, which means Dead of Night now needs 11 just to block, and doesn't get it. Oh, that is very sad, and probably down to my own mistakes. That means Dead of Night is out of the contest, putting DD back. But I'm going to leave Dead of Night as a possible contender against the rulings of this, really. Dead of Night is the injured victim out of this mistake, so currently Death Trap has 12 for whatever reason. Hello, so a little break now. I was drawing out everything all over again, thinking of starting all of the round 2, 3, 4 that we're doing today again. But Midnight Rogue has already fought its way through, technically, to the semi-final, and I don't want to ruin that. But at the same time, the mess that I made with Dead of Night and Death Trap Dungeon means that I feel like Dead of Night is now an injured party, so I'm actually going to allow 1 final round between Death Trap Dungeon and Dead of Night to see who gets to go into the semi-finals. My cat has sat on me in the meantime while I've been deciding on this, but it does give me the little break that I wanted to have anyway between the group P and the actual semi-final and final, and I hope I don't mess all of that up as well. So yeah, we're going to get on with the roll as soon as the cat moves. Would you like to move now? Or would you like to stay there for a little while? So yeah, as soon as we come back again, for this time it's being recorded into 4 videos so far. Usually it's just 1, and I've never had to do any stitching together of the videos. I'm going to have to edit it this time. But so that we get as fair a final as possible, this is the way it's got to be done, I think. So, see you in a minute. So my cat has got off me, and we are ready to draw the roll for the final, apart from having to do 1 more decider between Death Trap Dungeon and Dead of Night. Apologies again for the mess that I made with this round. It all came down to not drawing these lines on, which would have told me who'd won the rounds before, and that just messed up the whole thing. To make things so that as fair as possible for Dead of Night as well as Death Trap Dungeon, we are going to do 1 more decider now, and according to the rules that I was using before, that would have allowed a best of 3, with Dead of Night having the advantage for having 1 clear round before that. So we're going to do 1 more quick dice roll between Dead of Night and Death Trap Dungeon, and then roll the final. So Dead of Night with skill 11 rolls. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Means Death Trap Dungeon you only need 7, which is average. This is all completely average now. This is like flipping a coin. So let's see what it looks like. And that is 5. So Death Trap Dungeon has taken the hit and is now out of the contest, which means a nice surprise of Dead of Night is going through. And the interlude gave me a chance to write Midnight Rogue in almost nicely. Because it's not so easy to write in via pen like this, which means that is a skill 11 for Dead of Night. And at last we can roll for the semi-final here, then we will roll the decider for bronze place, second place, and then we will roll for the winner. And I hope that no more mistakes happen. So first of all, I guess, which one should we do first? Does it really matter? Let's draw the top down anyway. So City of Thieves versus House of Hell, same difference. City of Thieves rolls a 6 and a 1, 7, very average. House of Hell needs 7 to draw. 3 and a 6, I believe that is 9. So House of Hell has made the hit against City of Thieves. There we go. No comment on any of this now. So Dead of Night, skill 11 versus Midnight Rogue with skill 9. Dead of Night rolls 1, 2, 3. Not so good. That means Midnight Rogue needs 5 just to block because of the skill difference, and gets a 5 there, and whatever that is a hit for Midnight Rogue against Dead of Night. So Dead of Night, so we've got Dead of Night and City of Thieves now fighting for the bronze. So let's do that battle. City of Thieves first, Dead of Night second. City of Thieves rolls 4. Got the same skill, so Dead of Night needs 4 to block, and gets, well, there's a 4 and a 4. So that puts Dead of Night, let's just do that first. Dead of Night in bronze. Into bronze, which means we have a final battle, which I think has all been as fair as possible, between House of Hell and Midnight Rogue. A difference of 2 skill, so Midnight Rogue is on the back foot. We will allow House of Hell to roll first. So House of Hell rolls 6, 7, 8, which means Midnight Rogue needs 10 just to block. It's possible. Let's see what happens. That is a 3. So Midnight Rogue has been hit, and we have not got a super surprise winner. But still, with the predicted winners usually being Death Trap Dungeon and City of Thieves, we do have a slightly surprise winner in House of Hell. So Midnight Rogue makes it into the silver. And House of Hell is the champion of the slightly messed up round P, Group P and onwards final of the Combat Rounds edition of Rob Hatton's 2020 to 2021 tournament World Cup for the favourite book of Fighting Fantasy. So yeah, thank you for joining me through all of this. Sorry again, I hate making mistakes and it's really messed things up, but I hope you enjoyed the competition anyway. Big thanks now and credit to Rob Hatton for running the contest. It's really hard work keeping up and not making mistakes, as you can see from my own thing, and just also keeping up with doing that sort of thing on a daily basis, and you know, keeping up the motivation to do it. I know I couldn't do it. I can keep up the motivation on the back foot behind him, but I know I wouldn't be able to run the competition quite as well as he has. So well done, and well done to Paul Smith as well for following it along the same way as I have, with his own edition. And I wish him all the luck in his version of polls as well once Rob Hatton's polls have ended. And I look forward to seeing the winner of both Rob's. There could be surprises, and especially also Paul's, where things can go a bit differently. So yeah, thank you for joining me for the past 2 weeks or so, if you have been. So, and see you on some other project perhaps.